Everybody, 3D printing and painting. I hope you're seeing this. I had a problem and my live stream that you guys were watching, I had to delete it and restart it. So hopefully we have people in the chat right now. If you do, please leave a comment. Had a major boo-boo. Let me check my YouTube channel here. And it's there with nobody watching. And I was hoping this wouldn't happen. And I was hoping this wouldn't happen. Welcome, everybody. I'm waiting for some people to pop in. I had a problem. I made 2 broadcasts yesterday, one on YouTube and one with StreanYard, and I deleted the wrong one. I am back. Waiting to see some people in the chat so I can start talking. I don't know who we got here. Alrighty, I got 4 people here. Hello, everybody. I'm Jerry, 3D Printing and Painting, 3D HP, and I had a problem. I set up this stream on YouTube a couple days ago, and then I set it up on StreanYard, and I deleted the wrong one, so I had to restart it. So it's kind of throws a wrench in things for me. Please leave a comment so I can see who is here and I can know I'm talking to someone. I had a problem, Brandy. I had to delete one of them. I deleted the wrong one. I'm live right now. I'm live right now. I can. Hey, Luis, how you doing? I had a problem with my stream. I'm trying to get it resolved. I got this set up on YouTube and I got it set up on StreanYard and I deleted the wrong one, so everybody had to jump over. Let me go ahead and run my intro real quick and we can get talking. And we're back. This is my first live stream I've done by myself. I'm using StreanYard. I have it free for the next 4 or 5 days. All the features are currently working on it. I've been on 4 other streams. I was on the Edge of Tech last week, and I've been on Richard Cleveland's show on the first layer 2 or 3 times in the past. So now it's my turn to do it by myself. So anyway, I just want to welcome everybody to the stream. 3D Medic Vince, Blasto, Luis, how is everybody doing? And I'm thank you for jumping over. Like I said, I had to delete one of the streams. Hello, Brandon. Anyway, today I want to talk a little bit about paints, the paints that I use on my 3D prints. And I use a lot of different brands. And when I first got into 3D printing about 2 years ago, I went to Walmart and I bought quite a few Apple Barrel colors. They're pretty basic. They don't have any fancy colors. It's a very cheap paint. And whenever I paint any heads or any large objects, I like to use Apple Barrel paint because, you know, I don't burn through the expensive stuff. Hello, David. So that's why I use Apple Barrel paints. Like I say, a lot of people don't like them. And then as far as for airbrush paints, I use Cretex Iridescent, Pearlized, and quite a few opaque colors. Also, I like Deco Art. I got quite a few Deco Arts. They're kind of a glittery, real shiny in color. And then my washes, I use Vallejo, rust washes, and ink washes. I like those from a lot of models. And I also have quite a few Army Painter paints. Now, these are very small bottles, and I don't like to use them on large. I don't like to mix them with my airbrush or use them on large models because it burns through the paint too quick. Hello, David Sells, Minnesota maker, Squeeze Studios. Let's see, what do I want to do here? Let me show you guys some stuff if I can find it. Here we go. Here's a bunch of the brands that I currently use on the screen. And then whenever I prime my models, I like using Krylon primer. Gray primer is what I currently get from Lowe's or Home Depot. I prime everything gray once I paint it, because if you try to paint your 3D prints without priming it, the paint will not properly bond. And at some point down the road, it'll start flaking off and you're going to wonder why. So I prime everything. And I also have white primer I use occasionally if I want my colors to pop. Whenever I finish my models, I tend to use Liquitex Gold, Liquitex Matte Varnish. If you paint a model and you want it to look like you painted it and you don't want it to be glossy, but you want to protect the finish, I airbrush Liquitex on the model at that point. And that's why I use that. If I want it to be real shiny, or I'm doing an object that I want it to look like metal when I'm done, this might be surprising, but I use Pledge Floor Care Finish. I spray this on with an airbrush. It gives it a hard, high gloss finish and looks wonderful. Let's see who else we got here. Squeeze Studios, Minnesota maker. Thank you, everybody, for jumping over. As I mentioned a little bit ago, I set this stream up on YouTube a few days ago. Then I went into StreanYard. I set up the stream, and then it got all screwed up. I deleted the wrong one. And at the last second, I had to try to switch over. So David from London, hello. You're far away. Yes, Vallejo. I do use Vallejo on my washes, my ink washes and my rust washes. I do have a few other colors over here that I use. I tend to pick them up as I need them. I buy everything off amzn.to typically. Let's see, I can show you some pictures here. Here's my current paint area. I have quite a few paints here, as you can see, a little bit of everything.
Jerry, answer the guy's question.
Brandy, I'm on a live stream.
I know, but answer the guy's question and ask you a question.
Blasto, probably a stupid question, but what's the difference between primer, filler primer, and just primer? Filler primer, if you have a lot of cracks or things you need to hide on a model or you need to build up from layer lines or imperfections, you can spray it with primer, filler, sand it, do multiple layers, and it will help hide imperfections. If you have real fine detail, do not spray it with filler primer. You'll cover up all that detail. Just use regular gray primer on it. Hello, Michael. Yeah, all the time. I prefer to use just regular primer and everything. I rarely ever use filler primer. Boot DSC, how's it going? I should have brought in a guest with me. Maybe I will next time. Anyway, let me show you some more pictures here. I got a TiVo Tarantula Pro free about a month ago to build. I've done a review on it from TiVo, and here's one of the things I made. I got this off Thingiverse. It's a wireframe head that I printed in Arion rainbow filament. It came out really nice. Then I had some eyeballs laying around, so I figured let's glue in some eyeballs. Looks kind of funny. I have them hot glued in temporarily. And one person recommended, they said, or suggested, why don't I put lights behind it? I haven't done that, but I could easily put LEDs behind it so I could light it up at night and make the eyes shine. Here's my resin printer area that I currently have. I got a resin printer a few weeks ago from Elegoo Mars off of Amazon. They're currently on sale for $249, I believe, till the end of the month. And here's my little setup here. I've been printing with it quite a bit. The quality is perfect. I love it. Gray or yellow primer? Let me see. I've never tried yellow primer. I didn't know that there was yellow primer. I typically use gray, and I just bought some white here about a month ago. Yeah, Blasto eyeballs I bought for my Star Wars heads. I got them off of eBay. They're like little half shells. Yeah, I love the Mars Boot DSC. I think it's a great machine. Hey, Dan, how you doing? I have my wife behind me reading comments that I'm not seeing, so I'm trying to do both. Do I seal the paint before using Vallejo wash? You have to use your wash before you seal the model. If you seal the model and you're done with it, and you put a wash over top of it, it's basically just going to wipe right off. So you must do everything first. Once you feel that you're done, then you seal your model. Minnesota Maker, does everyone have some eyeballs lying around? Yeah, doesn't everyone? Yeah. Red Light, hello, how you doing? And another thing I want to touch on here, a lot of people are spraying chrome and they're having trouble. And when I first tried spraying chrome, I have some Spaz stick here I got off Amazon, a couple little bottles. You just shake them up, they're oil base. And the first thing you have to do, number one, I tried with gray primer originally, and I sprayed this over gray primer. Guess what happened? It looked like silver paint. It looked terrible. It came out, silver. So what you have to do, you have to take a high gloss black, spray your model with high gloss black. If it's not a high gloss, spray a clear gloss over top of it, let it dry. When you spray this with your airbrush or a rattle can, you have to do a very light coat. And you can see a mirror finish. If you spray multiple coats, it's going to dull out and turn silver, and you're going to lose your chrome effect. So when you spray this, be sure that you spray it and real carefully, real lightly over your model. And also, I got this off of Amazon. Does anyone here have a CR10S? No, I don't. I have two regular CR10s, but I'm sure somebody in comments will answer you. I really like the colored translucent clone solid at auto parts stores. I haven't tried any from any auto parts stores. I'll look into that. When you turn the power on, should the fan come on the control box? When you turn the power on, are we talking about a printer? What are we talking about? A resin printer? Okay. Michael Castle, Norwegian airbrush equals can of Krylon. Anyway, once again, here's a list of all the different types of paints I use. Apple Barrel, Deco Art, Army Painter, Liquid Tech Basics. Oh, I have those here somewhere. Liquitech Basics. I have one big bottle of gold and I have a whole bunch of these. The bad thing about these, they come out like toothpaste. You have to thin them down with water with your brush. If you want to spray them your airbrush, you need to use airbrush thinner. I use a small container I get from the dollar store, squirt some in, and then I put a little bit of alcohol in with it. Or I use clear Windex. Clear Windex is great for cleaning airbrushes, or it's great for thinning if you don't want to buy airbrush thinner. And I picked that up at Walmart or anywhere. You know, the regular Windex that's clear, you use on your windows. And I also use Tech. I already told you this a little bit ago.
Is there a good affordable airbrush kit you recommend?
Is there a good but affordable airbrush kit that you recommend? Well, when I bought mine 2 years ago off Amazon, I bought I think it was called Master Built, I think it was called. They're like $65, $70. They come with a cheap cheap gun. And then a few months later, I bought what is my airbrush? I'm drawing a blank. Oh, let me get it. Oh, look. Iwata Eclipse HPCS. This is my airbrush of choice. It works great. Boot SC. I like the minimal pigments. Minimal pigments and what?
Do you ever mix in some metallic powers?
You ever mixed in some metallic? No, I haven't. I've never tried that. I've been printing for a little over 2 years. I have 5 Ender 3s, 2 CR10s, and now a resin printer. I'm retired. And basically, I print, go crazy. As you can see behind me on the shelves or in my other videos, I have a zillion prints. I do very little airbrushing or painting. I get stuck watching TV or Netflix, and I don't paint that much.
Do you need a separate compressor, or do they come with one?
No, the Iwata Eclipse gun comes by itself, obviously, but no, when you buy the compressor on Amazon, they have deals on there, and they have a little compressor. Mine does not have a separate air tank. It runs all the time when I'm airbrushing. A lot of people seem to think that you'll get surging from that and problems with your paint. I've never had trouble. And technically, any air compressor that you have anywhere, whether it's from Walmart, the one in your garage or in your car, pretty much anything will work as long as you have a regulator on it to turn the pressure really down, a fitting to reduce the hose fitting so it'll hook up to your airbrush, and have a water trap on it to catch moisture. So technically, any compressor would work.
Did you mention your base primer?
Happy Extruder, did you mention your base primers? Yes, my base primers, like I mentioned, I use my Krylon gray primer to prime all my models before painting. Hey, Jerry. Hey, fellas. What are you printing tonight? Robert Reynolds asks. What am I printing? Well, I can show you what I got done yesterday. This is Bison from Street Fighter. He was printed on my Tevo Tarantula Pro in Arion Silk Silver. He came out awesome. When I got the Tevo Pro, a lot of people are talking about changing out the drivers on it. They're noisy and they're causing some scaling issues. They are a little noisy. I've had no trouble. Seems to work fine. The only thing I've upgraded on the Tevo is I bought a sock for the hot end. That's the only thing I've done on it. And then the base, which is printed in black and doesn't look very nice, was printed on my Ender 3 at 0.30 layer height with Amazon Basics black PLA, which a lot of people hate the PLA. The black roll that I have, it prints pretty nice. Seems to be kind of brittle. I print everything at 210 and 60 on the bed. And what else am I printing? Let's see. My resin printer, I've got a model that I got off Special STL. It's called Batman Sanity. I just started printing Batman at 50% scale. Dan in the chat made a comment. I noticed online about Jerry Knapp prints everything really big. I don't want to do Batman Sanity at 200%. That'll just be way too big. I'm going to do it at 50% so I can try to get most of it done in resin printing, and then I'll print the other 4 parts, which I got 2 of them going now on my CR10s.
What layer height is this little breast part?
The layer height on this little silver dude is 0.12 layer height. And I have no layer lines. He comes out nearly perfect. I very rarely have layer lines on my printers. Once in a blue moon when I have under extrusion or I have issues, I'll have layer lines, but 0.12. LOO, sure, leave me at 100%. You know, when I first got that model, Dan, I put the 4 pieces on the bed, and I have my bed is 300 by 300. That's 400 by 400, and it'll catch the corners, and I have to go smaller, or I need to buy a bigger printer. And it's just way too much plastic, so I'm going to try smaller for now.
I like that company.
Seen that model. It's a lot of printing. Yeah. I don't have a picture here to show you guys, or I'd show you a picture of it, but Batman Sanity is great. It's got like 10 figures all over it. Really looks great.
There's a new base for Sandy as well.
Oh, there's a new base for Sanity. I didn't know that. My resin printer that I have is an Elegoo Mars. Let me show you another picture of it. Right here. And my ultrasonic cleaner I got off Amazon for like 80 bucks. And then I went and bought no, I didn't buy it out in the garage. I had a toaster oven. And I went and bought some UV lights for the toaster oven. And I was wiring them up, got them all the connections soldered, started to install them in a toaster oven. And I had a couple connections break. So I scrapped the whole idea with the toaster oven, put it in the spare room, went down to Lowe's. I bought a chrome trash can for 20 bucks. That's like the perfect size. Took the guts out of it and the lever to make the lid open, and I put lights in it, and it works perfect. The resin I'm using is the Elegoo Mars Gray right now. It has no odor no noticeable odor, so I don't have to have any kind of an enclosure or vent it outside. I hear a lot of different resins are extremely smelly and toxic, but I don't have any problem with this resin yet. And what else am I printing? Let's see. I've got Vega. I'm doing the body Vega on the TT Pro. 1 second, Brandy. Let's see. You can kind of see it right there. The Happy Extruder, besides Sanix 3D, where else do you find awesome STLs? Game Body has a lot of STLs. There's a lot of Facebook groups. There's a private Facebook group called Special STLs, has a lot of models. There's different designers on many groups. My group on Facebook is 3D Printing and Painting. If you're not a member, you're welcome to join. A lot of people post their prints on there, and a lot of different designers post on there as well. DTR Studios, Daniel Thredson Art, is where this guy came from that I was just showing you. I've got probably 10 or 12 different busts already printed of his now, and I'm currently working on some Mortal Kombat figures. Here's an example of one of Mortal Kombat that I just did. This is Melina. Her head is resin printed. That's her monster face. I'm going to put a magnet on this, so I have 2 different heads I can put on it. But she's all primer gray. I don't have it glued together. Obviously, if I glue it together, it's really hard to paint, so I need to be able to separate most of it. Let me grab one other one here.
Red line says thanks for StreanYard.com.
Just so I can see it. And here's a katana. I printed her tornado in clear PLA. I might put a light in it. I'm not sure yet. And she's all primed up and ready for paint. Whenever I print models from different designers, whether I pay for them or not, I post it on like 8 or 9 different groups and show off the model, and it helps plug the designers also. Robert Reynolds, 3D Figures Print. Happy Extruder, you're very welcome. Michael Castle. Her head coming off is pretty accurate to the game, LOL. Okay. I have one other head for you, which is right here. Here's another head I resin printed. And what is really cool about this resin printer is look at the 2 hairs on her forehead. They're protruding off her forehead. They really look great. Perfect quality on this resin printer. I'm just shocked. I mean, I can print at 0.08 or 0.10 and I can get close, but not this close. So So now it's going to be up to the designers to make things more perfect and better, higher detail, because of all the resin printers and how popular they're getting to be. I've done a couple videos recently, even though I'm new to resin printing, about safety. And a lot of people that get into resin printing, just be careful. Don't be in a hurry. You know, just wear your gloves, wear your safety glasses, and be very careful. And what else? I think I had something else printing. What was it? Oh, those are two part of the CR10s. That's for the Batman Sanity. Here's a mask I did on the TT Pro recently. This is an Arion rainbow filament. I printed that at 0.12. I printed it upright. It's an overseer mask. And there I am. Anyway. Braggsy Spider-Man Rhino should be awesome in resin. Yes, I've seen that. It really looks nice. Yeah, Spider-Man's always been my hero since I've been a little kid. But now I'm an old guy. I'm 55 years old. And this room that I'm currently in, let me show you a picture from another angle if you guys haven't seen it. Okay, here's my hobby room. This used to be a living room when I first bought the house, and then it became a dining room, but we don't have people over very often, so that didn't work out. So Jerry took it over, and now it's a hobby room. It's the biggest room in the house. It's bigger than my living room. And I've got 1, 2, 3 or 4 boxes of Home Depot print, or 3 or 4 boxes that have prints about halfway up of stuff that won't fit on the tables that I need to get printed at some point in time. Let's see. I showed you my paint station area, and I'm back. Yeah, a lot of great groups. What else can I show you that I'm working on? Oh, I know something else I can talk about. Soft pastels. Something I haven't used much. I need to learn to use more. They're great for shading. These are by Rembrandt, soft pastels. And what they are basically, imagine a crayon and a piece of chalk mixed. You can take a soft pastel, sand it onto a piece of sandpaper, and take the powder with a brush, and you can highlight your model. And then after you highlight, let's say the eyes, or shade the eyes or the lips, you can barely lightly spray it with a clear coat out of a rattle can, and then do your next layer. And if you make a mistake along the way, you just wipe that off and continue. If you use multiple different colors to build up the face and the cheeks or the eyes, and you make a mistake and you got to wipe it, you just wiped off all your work. So in between each color or each stage that you're working on, you need to do a real faint light clear coat over top of it with a matte finish. That way it doesn't wash out. Space was one thing 3D printing took me by surprise. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I ran up a couple credit cards just buying stuff, and you know, you get online, you print something, you love it, and the next thing you know, you see 2 more things you got to buy, and it's crazy. That's why I have so many printers. Oh well, actually, the main reason I have so many Enders, I bought one new when they first went on sale, and then I bought a Pro, and then there's a place here in Las Vegas called Vegas Auction, and they have Amazon returns. There's Ender 3s on there constantly, and I picked up quite 3 of them, I think it was. I picked up for between $60 and $90. Yes. And then I have the one on the floor, Brandy. And it was cheaper to buy the last one, which is still in parts in the box. I needed a motherboard for one of my printers. I had an issue with one of my Ender motherboards. So instead of buying a new motherboard off Amazon or Tiny Machines, I got on the auction house website and I bought a whole printer in parts for like $65. And once again, people that came in late, I set up my stream on YouTube like normal. I started StreanYard. I set up the stream in there. Then I had 2 streams on YouTube, so I deleted the wrong one. So when this live stream started, you couldn't find it. So I had to restart a new stream. Thank God all my text and the banners and everything were still here. And like I say, I'm trying out StreanYard. It's like $20 to $25 a month. If I continue to use it, I have a free trial for 4 or 5 days. So I'm tinkering with it to see what I think and see where I can go from here. But so far, it's a great program. It's real easy to use. And something I just printed for my surgeon. Let me grab it. I recently had surgery back in February, and then about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. And she is a huge Beetlejuice fan. So from Z Sculptors, one of the designers gave me this as a gift. I printed a little tombstone on a Beetlejuice. The tombstone was printed on my printer at 0.12 layer height, the gargoyle on top, and then the base. And then I went over the top of it and I sprayed it with a Rust-Oleum textured paint out of a rattle can. It's the cap color. It doesn't actually have a name on it, so I don't know what it's called. When I was a kid, they had this stuff when I was in my 20s called Fletchstone, I believe is what it was called. And I couldn't find that, so I had to find something different. And then Beetlejuice, I printed at 0.08, and it didn't come out very good on my Ender 3. So I reprinted him on the Elgu Mars, resin printed. And I airbrushed him white a bit ago. I still got to obviously paint his hands, face, hair, his boots, and then pinstripe him and paint black stripes on him. And I see her in 2 weeks, so she should love this. And then that'll simply glue next to the statue or to the tombstone like that. Looks pretty cool. And if you guys want to see a really, since you keep looking at it, let me show you my fragments. I have Black Superman versus Doomsday and Jerry Knapp. For some reason, I wanted to print this at 200%. So here's a Doomsday printed at 200%. This thing probably weighs about, I don't know, 10 pounds. It's fairly heavy. And no, Frag, I'm sorry if you're in the stream. I haven't painted it yet, but I will one of these days. It's good that I put off painting because when I post up on all the groups, once they're primered, everybody looks at them and I like it and I get a lot of feedback. And then 6-7 months later, I finally paint them. I repost them. It's fresh again. It's brand new. Let me show you the base to it. The base to it looks like a Captain America shield. This probably weighs 15, 20 pounds at least. And this is at 200% scale. And Black Suit Superman. Here he be. Gray primer, not painted black yet, but he looks great. Off of a Discord group that I'm a member of. I forget the name of the channel right now. I got Bane here. He's holding up a Batman spotlight over his head. I haven't painted him yet, but he looks really cool. Great big Bane. He's at, I forget, I think he's 100% scale there. Oh, and then by Nico Industries. Got Iron Man here. Of course, it's not painted like everything else around. Like I say, I've just got stuff everywhere. I could talk for hours and hours and hours just on all the prints and walk the camera around the room. But if you guys get a minute, check out some of my other videos. I have, pictures of pretty much everything on a video. Thank you, Michael Castle. Yeah, I need a painting schedule. Well, being retired, I get up every morning and watch a little TV, and the next day, it's time to go to bed and start all over. At least when I had a real job when I was younger, a few years ago, everybody goes to work and they're waiting to get off, and they keep watching their watch, and it takes forever for that to happen. It makes the day longer. When you're retired, the days just fly by. And if you're on Facebook or answering chats or posting things, that burns up a lot of time also. Painting videos. I think I put one short one on there. I'm not a professional painter by any means. I've been painting for about 1.5 years. I do the best I can, and the more I paint, the better I get. But, whenever I can, I'll try to put something up. What type of paint are you using? I'm thinking about getting a Vallejo kit. I have Army Painter. I have an Army Painter set. Let me show you some pictures here. Here's a picture of my paint area. I've got Apple Barrel, Army Painter, Vallejo, Liquitech Basics, Cretax, airbrush paint. I have a little bit of everything. Fragments, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, I had an issue with my live stream, Frag. I started one on YouTube that was going to start here a little bit ago, and then I had one on StreanYard to start, and the wrong one got deleted, so I had to try to re-get it going. So kind of left me sitting here, you know, in kind of a headache, kind of a mess.
Well, I heard the happy shooter say, check Gary's resin test video and the fact that it takes less one time to express it.
Yeah, as an afterthought, I done the second part of that resin video, and then I had a few comments, but I can't make everybody happy. I do the best I can to try to cover everything, and no matter what you do or say, there's something else you should have done or you should have said. So, you know, I just do my best. I try to help people out all that I can. I have an Instagram account where I post. Lately, I've been posting a lot of pictures on a Twitter account, all by the same name, 3D Printing and Painting 3D HP. If anybody's ever wondered what 3D HP stands for, it's 3D Hobby Projects. That's what that stands for. Yeah, it'd really be awesome if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to get over 1,000 subscribers. That way I can, you know, hopefully I can have links to Amazon on there or Super Chat. There's a few things I like to do that'll just help out on my hobby. Michael Castle, I like the classic cartoon Bane. I didn't like the Dark Knight Rises version. On the side note, my brother used to work for MSRC. They used the C-130. Awesome. Awesome. And I just remembered that I can click on people's chats and post them. It's a fun program to play with. I'm just trying to get used to it. And like I said, when I've been on other people's live streams, they tend to take over. I jump in, make a few comments, and they take over again. Now I'm sitting there by myself. I have my wife in the background, but I asked her to come in here earlier beforehand, and she's reading a lot of stuff to me. So just trying to make this work out to the best of my ability. But like I was saying before earlier, if anybody hadn't seen it, when I first got into 3D printing, I bought a lot of Apple Barrel cheap paint from Walmart. I use this on a lot of models, big heads, large objects. And then I got more expensive paint that I bought in sets or individual bottles when I do detailed work, working with a brush. Sometimes I mix it for my airbrush. Apple Barrel is very limited on their colors, so you'd have to get a color wheel and mix colors if you choose to stick with, you know, a cheaper paint. I should reach out to Nico and Sanix and get a coupon code for your subscribers to benefit you and them. Yeah, I've been dealing with Sanix for Sergio Malik for about 2.5 years. I've got zillions and zillions of his models. And my hard drives on both my computers, I've got tons and tons of stuff I bought in the past that I've never printed. I was test printing for a couple different designers, and it's kind of a headache because they want to hurry up and have you get the model done so people can buy it so they can show it off. And if a printer breaks down, then you got to fix the printer, and it's really stressful. So I try not to do test printing. I just try to print at my leisure. That way it's not like a job. You know, this is my hobby, and I'm retired. And then all my models, like I was saying earlier, I seal everything with Liquitex matte finish. I spray it with my airbrush. If you paint something and you want it to look the way you painted it, you don't want it to have a high shiny gloss. This is what I use for that. And then if I want a high shiny gloss, I go with Pledge Floor Care. A good relative of mine, a Facebook friend, and my moderator on the group, Ed Nels, taught me about this. He's been painting his whole life since he's been a little kid, and he does awesome work. When I first went to the man's house, I done a video on some of his models. They're not all there, but he paints perfect. I swear to God, you look at him and you say, no way did you paint this. That's how perfect he paints. They're just really unbelievable. Yeah, 55, you know, I don't feel that old. I've had a few medical issues lately. I don't know. I still feel like I'm in my 20s. I like hard rock, Metallica, Lady Gaga. I listen to all kinds of music. And usually crank it up on my Alexa here, which is sitting next to the computer. And, you know, I feel like a kid inside, but I'm not. And this is like Santa's workshop. You know, you find a hobby you love, and I don't know. My grandkids come over here, and it's like, wow, you know, it's pretty cool. I plan on living to be at least 110, so you guys will see me on groups for quite a
I
while.
love that Captain America actually has special STO against all the posters.
Captain America from Special STL. Yes, he is. And I still haven't finished it. I'm- What's that, Brandy? I heard that the third pose is getting released sometime this week. Ed Walt, can't get his name right. Anyway, I seen a post from the guy running the group that it's getting released this week. The last pose. I do have the second one on the files, but I haven't printed it yet. But I have to do some work on his face here. But I've got his body pretty much done. I went over him with a wash. I tried to give him a kind of a wore out, used look. Came out pretty good. I forget the scale I printed him at now. Yeah, I bought that model, what was it, last November that we bought into that, and then we had to wait forever, and then once they got them, the designer screwed everything up, and then Dan Brewster fragments, and I'm not sure if anybody else helped them. They had to rework it and, you know, try to fix the problems with the model. And that shouldn't happen. I mean, when you go to buy a model, it should be ready to go from the designer. But it is what it is, so. Throw me some questions, guys. So I'm not dying here. Oh, I've chattered for 41 minutes. That's not bad. In the first. Okay. I didn't. For some reason, I'm not seeing that comment. Okay, now it popped up. That's strange. Okay, Dan. Yeah, for some reason, my wife read the comment 30 seconds before I seen it. Oh, wow. That's really cool. Awesome. Yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted to grow up and be an actor. But, you know, I don't live in California, and I don't know anybody that's in acting, so that didn't happen. Oil or acrylic? Everything I have is acrylic paints, except for my chrome paint, which would be oil base. Everything is acrylic, water base. Oh, and whenever I glue my models. Now, obviously, before I got into 3D printing, I was into construction. Well, you didn't know that, but I worked construction for over 30-something years. And I was redoing the baseboard of my house, and I got this off Amazon. It's a super glue with an activator, large can. It's good for baseboards, pretty much anything. I started gluing my models together with this. The only problem is you super glue one half of the model, spray the other, and stick it together. Boom, within 2 seconds, that's dry, and you can't move it. So the only way that really works properly is to put the glue on, set the part, and then spray this in the cracks and get it where you want it. So there's no vehicles. You need to do some vehicles. No, you're right. I don't. Well, do I have any? Yeah, I have a Batmobile off Thingiverse. I printed like a year ago. It's in 2 pieces, sitting in the spare room. And then Space 1999. I have a spaceship. What's it called? The Moonlander? I think that's what it's called. Anything not to do with painting or to stay away from? I don't understand the question. No, I've never tried that. Adding bacon. Oh, yeah, I did once. I took some super glue or something at one time. I forget what it was. I put baking soda on it, and my finger got it on my finger. So, well, you know what happened then? It did burned, and it was hot. Yeah, I think I tried that once. When I fill most of my gaps, let me grab something. I'll show you. One second, Brandy. Plastic wood is what I use to fill gaps. This stuff works great. And epoxy sculpt. Let's see if I can turn around where you can see it. Epoxy sculpt, a 2-part epoxy. You work it together like a clay. It takes like an hour or so to set up. This is perfect for sculpting, making things, filling gaps, or, you know, if you break off a tail or part of a cape and you don't want to reprint it, you can form it with epoxy sculpt and make a new piece. This stuff is awesome, which also came off Amazon. And then I like this plastic wood quite a bit. I had some liquid metal that's similar to this. It sets up a lot quicker. This stuff works really good. Anything I tried and noticed it was a bad idea. Can I say get married? No, I can't. Better not say that. Not really. Werewolf Beer, how you doing? Use that to fix your guitar. Okay.
I use that with the
Yeah, I hear you can make ashtrays, you can make cups, you can fix pretty much anything and everything with it. Anytime I have a question or don't know how to do anything, I go to YouTube or I Google it, or not necessarily Google, just any search engine, and I find the answer. Usually somebody's already done a video on it. It doesn't always mean that what they said is right in the video, but it gives you somewhere to go. There's enough videos out there about every subject, you'll find the right video. And I don't claim to be an expert. Anything I do, I'm just trying to share with you my hobby that I love and, what I do my way. And I love advice. I'm not an expert at nothing. I'm pretty good at everything and not an expert at nothing. I built a garage out in front, a big 2-story garage a few years ago, or 5 or 6 years ago. And I've done all my upgrading. I'm a good mechanic. I'm pretty good at everything. Show Hellboy and tell about the glue issues. Okay, let me grab Hellboy. About the tail breaking off. Hold on, Randy. We're reading another comment. Here is Hellboy by Dennis Moore from 3dfigureprints.com. And I don't know, I made this a few months ago and I glued the tail on. I did not use a key to put the tail on. I don't like keys. They usually don't work for me. I glued it on, I bumped it, it came off. And I did use my super glue with the activator when I glued this, so I'm gonna have to try something different. And I glued it on, I bumped it again a few days ago and it broke back off. God forbid all my models start falling apart because of the super glue and the activator. But I've only had a few problems when I broke into things. 3D Glue sent me some of their glue and their bed adhesion to try out. I've tried this on a couple models and it seems to hold okay. It doesn't bond instantly, so you got to let it set. I tend to like to get things I'd rather they bond instantly. So that's why I prefer a super glue with an activator. My most functional print. I don't really have anything that's real functional. I like printing statues. I want to start getting into cosplay because I'm kind of tired of all these statues that I got everywhere. I got too many of them. I want to get into masks, but they're not real functional. I mean, you can wear them, but it's cosplay type stuff. I don't have anything that I can use outside of toys, basically. I've never tried to make any kind of gears or anything for my vehicles or anything like that. I do have an enclosure on one of my CR10s for printing in ABS. Functional print, flexi prints. They're not, well, they're functional. They move a little bit, but that isn't what he's talking about. I don't see the comment you're reading, Brandy. Give it a minute. It hasn't popped up yet. Werewolf, most issues were fixed. Can't help the modeler screwed up over like on cable. Okay. And a new model I just acquired yesterday is Batman with all his kids around him on his shoulders, all the little superheroes around him. I haven't printed it yet. I'm not sure when I'll start it. Maybe in a week or two I'll be able to get around to it. That's really cool. I just need, like I said, need to paint more. Well, I'm kind of running out of things to talk about at the moment, guys. I sure hope you like the video here. Please like and subscribe. And leave me a comment down below if something you might want to see in a future video, so I know where to go with the next one. I'll try to do one within a week. Let me show their overlay here. There it is. Live with StreanYard. Here's their overlay. Let's show them some love. It's a great program. It's you can go to the website. You can download it for free and try it out. They have a free version you can use forever, which is crippled. There's a few things you can't do with it, but it seems to be a great program. Batman Sanity, I've already started. I can show you some parts for it, but they're real tiny.
Jerry, appreciate the stream. It goes to do like continued success of the great nine chapters. Yes,
Yeah, Batman Sanity. Earlier today, unfortunately, this is only at 50%. Here's his torso and his cape for Batman Sanity. I'm going to do the Sanity real small. I've got 2 of the parts on my CR10s right now of the base. And my video just went fuzzy. Is anybody else seeing a fuzzy video? Yeah, Batman Sanity, there's a lot of parts. It's going to take me probably, I don't know, a week to get it done. And then I'll post pictures of it primered. Yeah, Bat with the Villain Kids. I don't know what the name of that model is called, but that's the one that I need to get printed. It's really cool. It's really nice. Werewolf Beard, looking good, thank you. I'm seeing a little bit of fuzziness here going on. But anyway, this is probably my funniest print that I've ever done, that I glued the eyeballs in. That's really cool. Go back to comments. Yeah, when you do videos by yourself and you post them, you know, you're not answering questions and running out of things to talk about. And someone asked me the other day, I done a temporary live stream. It only lasted about 10 minutes. And he was asking about my retraction distance on my Ender 3. And on my Ender 3, my retraction distance is 5.0. The TT Pro is 3.60. And the CR10 is 4.50. Yes, I'm going to paint Batman Sanity, definitely. And it's not, I'm not going to wait 6 months or 2 years to get it done. I need to get that painted right away. It's beer 30. Yeah, I have a few in the fridge. I'm drinking. What am I drinking? I've got coffee and Lipton Diet Berry Green Tea. I love this stuff. It's really good. I drink this constantly. I don't drink soda. Something else I wanted to say, and I just lost my train of thought. I don't remember. Oh, talking about videos. When I do a video by myself and post it and talk to the camera, it's different than live streaming, where people are looking at you and you got to answer questions, and then you run out of things to talk about. But I'll get better at it. And or maybe next week or whenever I do my next live stream, I might have somebody else on. That way I can carry the conversation more. Ask me a question, somebody. Anyway, I'm sorry the stream didn't go perfectly smooth like I wanted it to. You know, I just got to work the bugs out. Like I said, I've been in 3 other live streams where I was throwing in my 2 cents here and there. And this is the first time I've ever talked on my own. And, you know, it's been a lot of fun. I love my hobby. I love what I do. I enjoy helping people online. And Jim from the Edge of Tech, if you guys haven't checked out his stream or his channel, he's got a lot of great content over there. And he's the one that referred me to StreanYard. I don't know why my chat isn't popping up on this program. I don't have YouTube running. Okay, there it goes. Minnesota Maker. Good stream, Jerry. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. My wife on her cell phone is seeing everything faster than I am, so StreanYard has a bug in it. Overlays. Yep. 1 second. One thing I wanted to show you guys, if I can find it here. Just a minute, Brandy. And I can't see what I'm looking for. You're doing good, Jerry. How is your ZBrush learning coming? It's not. I bought that tablet. It's about this big square, not very big. I'm left-handed, not right-handed. I need a longer cord for my computer, and I haven't messed with it. Yes, I'm retired. I have nothing but time, but the days just fly by. I haven't screwed with it. I need to learn how to design. It'd be really cool if I could make some of my own stuff. Good stream. Need to do some improv bids on the new 3D print and copy chat group. Yeah, I need to. My Facebook group says I can only bookmark 10 groups at a time. I'm a member of probably 30. And half the time, if somebody doesn't post a comment, I forget the group or the name. And I don't, I need to write them all down, I guess, or copy and paste them in Notepad and print it out so I know what groups I'm in, so I know when I want to go there. Anyway, I sure hope everybody likes and subscribes to this. Hit that bell, and it'll notify you when I have another video put out or I'm going live again. And I don't know. That's about all I can say for now. I want to get more content out. I want to get a video or a live stream out weekly and build my channel and get more subscribers. And if you haven't joined me on Facebook, please come over to 3D Printing and Painting, 3D HP, and join. I would love to see what you're working on or what you're printing. If you have any print questions, either I can help you or somebody else will help you. It's, it's a wonderful community. We're all there to help each other. And it's about all I can think to say right now. Yeah, well, if you've seen my browser and all the bookmarks, it's kind of a mess. Yeah, I need to do something different. Just in Facebook alone, like I said, I can't have them all on the left side. And then if I delete a couple of them on the left side and it says I want to add more, it says you can only have 10. It doesn't allow me to, so I need to figure something out. But well, I've been live streaming for 56 minutes. It's been a bumpy road. We got through it. If I haven't answered all your questions or welcomed you to be here, I missed you. I apologize for that. It's been great. And everybody have a good night and happy printing. Please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And leave me a comment if you have any ideas on how I might improve my stream or my videos or something you'd like to see. I thank you very much, and everybody have a great night.